going to work on my mom's. Need some sunglasses. I gotta finish the project over there. Doing some sun blocking wall. I'll show you a little bit of it. Let me get my sunglasses. We'll get a little time lapse driving over. Here comes that Firebird. See if you can get a look. Yeah. It's a 400. It's got a Pontiac. Yep. Okay, that's probably a 68. Correct me if I'm wrong. Larry, congrats on your car. You made my day, man. I really appreciate the email and seeing the decal on your car. Because I sent a few decals out. You're the first one I've seen on a car. So really appreciate that. So, yep, this is a highlight in my day. Yep, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna add in some structure up here and try to make it look very professional. And if anyone's curious about these walls, I built one at my carport, and I haven't done like a laser temperature, but I can just say from personal experience walking in there, just this sun wall that was built at my house and here, I would know for a fact that my carport has probably dropped, I would say 40 to 50 degrees during peak sun, just pounding in it. It'd get over 100 degrees in my carport, which is off my shop, not my house. And here, my mom's saying it's like a 15-degree difference inside the master bedroom. So I would imagine, I know when I built this, just standing behind it with the sun pounding straight at it, I mean, it was dramatic. It felt like you literally were standing behind a wall. And I know it is a wall, but I would say you're probably getting 80% of wind and all that jazz going through the wall, the lattice and the sunscreen. That sun blocking screen blocks about 95% of light, so UV. It's pretty incredible. So if anyone's interested about it, just send me a comment. If you're local, maybe I can build you one. I sit here making these videos, and then I realize that I'm not even recording with my microphone on half the time. I got to make better habits of doing that correctly. Just walked around this whole house telling you about it. If you didn't hear half of it, here's a little update. If you did, well then fast forward a hair, or just watch it, I don't know. Basically, we're building a wall on top of this wall, and I got to modify a section of the wall that I did incorrectly. So that's that, and that's the tools I brought. I've got 2 impacts. I've got 3 18-volt batteries, the larger ones. I prefer this 6 amp. I bought this one with this 4 amp. I got them on sale, about 120 for 2. I've had this old 4 amp for quite a while. She's on her, I guess she's in the retirement era. She's working good, but she's older than what needs to be hooked up to my equipment. I'll say that. By the way, I recently went from Ryobi bits to these Milwaukee. I bought some about 3 months ago on the T25s, T20s, all that jazz. Number 1. I'm a huge fan. This T20 is fantastic. It's got a little Milwaukee labeled like a slip grip, so you can kind of hold it and get a little guide. I guess it's like it just feels like a plastic. I really like that. I'm going to be using a lot of these today. These are number 1s. They are sharp point trim screws. #1 tip, and they're 1 5/8 inches. These things are a nightmare to set, just because who in their right mind puts a #1 on that? Just throw a smaller T20 or T25, whatever these bits are. Throw a smaller one on there. No nails in here. I'm going to take these off if you're ever working with this. If you're curious, we're going to add some strapping behind this to kind of keep the bow from happening. Second thing that I did different from my home was I fastened these sheets directly to the lumber, and that's a pro and a con. It's hardware you see, it's hardware you have to paint by hand and all that jazz. Second thing is I believe it's stronger to keep the lattice in, but here's one thing about this lattice. It's vinyl. It's going to warp, it's going to flex, it's going to move. These trim tabs that hold it are designed to let it move and not buckle. So that's a pro. It's a con if you mount them, because then you start seeing the flex. Mine's already doing it. I'll show you. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Just something to consider. Second thing, I almost took off the wrong piece. I just got to do the centers and stretch that out and then build the top. So that's about that. This is for Cody. He's over here by your pillow. He's by your pillow. He just went by the propane tank.
He's got a nest over here.
He's right over the couch, right there.
I see him.
All right, it looks good. It's gonna get covered and screened, and you won't see that.
Put a couple more screws in it over here.
We will.
Over there before we do those screws.
I'm hot. I have a hard time keeping fluids on me. I think I got overheated at work yesterday and the day before. It's weighing on me today. There she is. It's gonna get closed in, the panels and some screen. You won't see the little boards up here. And I did 2x6s on those so they would match the facade of the post. And then 2x4s so they match the same dimensions as these. It's coming along. I think I've learned some things while I was doing it.
What?
I was talking to the camera, Mom. Wall looks good. It looks really good with that top on now. God, it looks beautiful. Look at the inside. My dad's asleep right now. Look at that. Yeah, that's it. next episode. Nope, not the Jeep. Countertops.